Hello everyone, I'm back, and if this looks different than the usual background that I have, that is because I wanted to show you a piece specifically from my own personal collection. And obviously everyone recognizes this guy. It is the most recognizable character in all of cinema. It is Darth Vader. Now, you might be wondering, this Darth Vader looks a little different than other Lego Darth Vaders that have been released over time, and that is because he is not a Darth Vader you can get in any sets that LEGO has ever released, because he is not an official Darth Vader LEGO released minifigure. He is custom made. And why am I showing you this? Because I want to show people just how creative kids get with Legos, especially when they don't have access to brand new Lego sets all the time, because maybe they're saving money or just, some other reason. And this guy right here is the prime example of that. Now, I'll give you the short story about how this guy came to be. When I was a young kid, my first Lego set I ever got was the Lego Star Wars Stormtrooper dropship, that old school one with the Shadow Trooper. I still have all those figures. I love all of them. I got it from a Goodwill. It was not brand new, of course. It had most of the pieces. There was one big piece missing, so I couldn't drop off. I couldn't, detach the platform to let the troopers. I couldn't literally drop them off, so I had to item modify it. But anyway, other than that, it was still going pretty well. But I made do. As a kid, this was my first Lego set. I loved it. It was Star Wars. I love Star Wars, and I wanted more. And so I immediately fell in love with Legos, and I slowly but surely grew my Lego collection over time by getting new sets and other used sets. Specifically, I want to point out those used sets. Like I said, I got my first ever Lego set, that Imperial dropship, at a Goodwill. I also, at a local thrift store later on down the line, got a giant tub, those giant plastic tubs, just filled with miscellaneous Lego bricks. Obviously, they were mixed up with some Mega Bloks bricks and some other plastic toys that weren't even Lego or Mega Bloks. But that's essentially how I grew my Lego pieces for playing and for, building up when I was a kid. Those were the first ways I built up my Legos, because I just didn't afford, I couldn't afford, the brand new sets. In one of these giant bins of miscellaneous bricks, I found this specific Lego Darth Vader helmet, and I immediately was overjoyed. I was so excited. That was the one character I wanted the most, was a Lego Darth Vader minifigure, and all of the sets featuring him were too expensive, and but when I finally got my hands on the first piece, the hardest piece to get, was the molded Lego figure helmet. And all I had at the time was the helmet. And so what I did was I just stuck his helmet on some random head, and I just stuck the head on an Imperial suit vest that I found, a Lego minifigure Imperial officer chest piece. And that's essentially what I had for the longest time. Later on, I remember digging through that big box of Legos from the thrift store. I found this chest piece, this Lego minifigure torso with the Darth Vader torso, and I was like, oh my goodness. There might be a full Lego Darth Vader minifigure in this box, just pieced throughout it. But I didn't wait, obviously, because the only printed piece is the torso on this guy. And what I did was I found a black arms, black hands there, and I found the black legs, and I just put them together, and boom, I had my very own custom Lego Darth Vader minifigure, and I absolutely loved it. I used this guy for everything in so many different scenarios I played out in my head when I was a little kid. I even had my mom, if you can see here, the cape is not a Lego cape. I actually had my mom cut off a piece of black fabric, because my mom wasn't really into sewing. I had her cut out a piece of black fabric in the shape of a triangle, and I had her glue it on, because this cape is not removable. It's glued on there, as you can see. I had her glue it on to the back of his torso to have the cape, because I couldn't find a Lego cape. And that really put it together. But you guys are probably wondering, he's missing something, and that would be his lightsaber, because even after I found this guy, for years I did not ever get my hands on a Lego lightsaber hilt or a Lego lightsaber blade. So I, like I had just done to acquire this guy, I made do. And then boom, I just took 3 of these translucent red Lego cones and I put them on a black, if I can just take it off of him here. I just put them on a black bar right there, and that was his lightsaber for the longest time. For years, this is all I had because I was not able to afford a set with Lego lightsaber hilts and with blades, Lego lightsaber blades. So, but this was the best I made, and this guy was used for so many adventures when I was a kid. He's custom made out of my imagination from pieces I just found at a Goodwill lot, and he has brought me so much joy. And I just want to stress that kids are extremely creative individuals. I know this exactly because I like to believe I kept a lot of my creativity when I grew up, but Legos allow kids to express their creativity in one of the most basic and best ways. And this guy right here, this custom pieced Lego Darth Vader minifigure, is a prime example of that, in my opinion. And I should probably get this guy, get one of those display cases and just keep him like this, because he's, look at him. He's worthless to everyone else, but to me, he is absolutely priceless. So I wouldn't have it any other way. Obviously, since then, now that I'm an adult and I'm a collector, I have plenty of actual Lego Darth Vader minifigures that are that can complete in their own sets. But this one, just pieced together using Lego pieces that I found miscellaneous, will always be my first one and will always be probably the one dearest to my heart. Also, one thing I want to point out, I didn't have a Lego Darth Vader minifigure head. I had the helmet piece, but if I take off his helmet here, he's actually a Lego skeleton head underneath, because I was not able to find the head in that used piece bin. So, but honestly, if we look at the scene from the movie, a Lego skeleton head is honestly not that far off from how Darth Vader looked in the movie, so I think this fits perfectly well for this guy. So anyway, that's all I have for now, and I just wanted to, show off the creativity that Lego brings to kids, and hopefully, if you're an adult and you have kids, get them Legos. It doesn't have to be brand new ones, just get them used ones from a Goodwill or someplace, and trust me, they will go wild. Anyway, that's all I have. Have a wonderful, wonderful day.